Hi, you just tuned in to the Out of the Nowhere podcast, the life advice and anything in between podcast where we talk about how absolutely nothing in your life comes out of nowhere. There's always a story, there's always a path, and there's always something to learn. Come back weekly to shoot the shit with me, your host, KG, while I share some of my stories, some anecdotes, maybe ask you a question or two, a product might be sprinkled in there. Join the fun. Hello, welcome back to Out of the Nowhere, where absolutely nothing happens out of the nowhere. It's me, KG, and I'm so happy you guys are here. I hope you guys are watching this on YouTube because it's taken me a minute to get over the fact that I'm weird about being on camera. So I hope this is appreciated because here I am. Though, as you can see, we're not at our most beauteous. We're on like a day 4 twist out, and you know how shit gets after day 3, it's a little bit dicey. If you know, you know. But we're here. Hello. Happy Tuesday. This episode is going to be on time because I got y'all. It's Monday. It's late though. It's later in the afternoon on Monday, but I got y'all because I'm here. I'm dedicated because this is my shit and I love this shit. Okay. Today, I know. Okay. Don't kill me. I said I was going to talk about these signs of alignment, but for whatever reason, I just can't seem to get there. I think it's because I don't feel really aligned right now, if we're being fully honest. I'm in like a little weird space. Feeling kind of funky. Could be Mercury retrograde, could be eclipses, could just be lifing. But definitely am like looking for signs and, just trying to balance myself out. True Libra vibes, just trying to balance myself out right now. But so it'll get there. I'll get it. I'm going to stop saying it's going to be next episode because it probably won't be. But in any case, when it comes, it's going to be great. I promise. Anyway, I actually, it's funny. One thing that I don't think that I share enough or share as often as I probably could or should are my like unsolicited opinions. And I have a lot of them. And I sometimes like make notes in my phone of things that bother me. But today, I made a list of like things that I think are absolutely wild. And I just wanted to share a few of them with you guys. That's the episode. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to share some of these things that I think are absolutely wild or things that I have very strong opinions on that are just random and very on brand. Honestly, just very on brand. Number 1, if you follow me on TikTok or know me in real life, you know this is one of my biggest pet peeves. Men lying about how tall they are, whether it's on their driver's license, whether it's on their dating app profile, which I do want to talk about like my dating app experiences because that's been wild as fuck as well. Maybe, we might end up with an anecdotal story or something, but why are you lying? Please. I really just want to know, genuinely. Why are you lying? Why aren't you just telling us how tall you really are? Why are you ashamed to be 5'10"? It's fine. If you didn't have to say that you were taller, we wouldn't be making up these weird rules. I was watching a Pretty Basic, or the two girls that have the podcast Pretty Basic. They have another podcast with these two other guys called Pretty Unfiltered or something like that. And I saw a random clip where they were talking about how if a man puts on an app or something that he's 6 foot, our minds automatically are like, okay, you're probably 5'9" or 5'10", because you're just trying to add a little bit of something to that, or he might be 5'11" and you're adding something to it. But if you say you're 5'11", you're actually probably 5'9". And why do we have to do that? Why are we doing that? I don't think as women we do that. We have no reason to be lying. When I'm on the dating app, I'm legitimately putting on there that I'm 6'1.5", which sometimes I put 6'2" just to make sure that I'm like weeding out everything. And then I get an abundance of short kings that are 5'7", like in my messages. Absolutely not. I'm so sorry. Love you down, but no. So let's just stop doing that. Let's just cut that. Let's just cut it to the quick. Say your real height. Because what I'm really going to start doing, what I'm really going to do is in that big old purse of mine, I'm going to start carrying a tape measure and we're going to hold that shit up. And when I tell you that I'm 5, when I tell you that I'm 6'1.5", and you say, no, there's no way because I'm 6'2", I'm going to measure you because I know how tall I am. I actually had them double check. Thank you so much. Number 2. When you see people, and this is really bad because I know that I'm a very aesthetically driven person. So the next 2 kind of go hand in hand. 1, when you see someone with like a curly sew-in, and their leave out is like puffy and or not matching or like not blending. Whether it actually doesn't matter what kind of sewing it is. When the leave out is not matching, that's one of my internal pet peeves because you know that's not going. You know that that's not blending in with what's happening here. You know that for a fact. And if you knew it, I'm sure your stylist knew it when they put it in. And who's at fault here? Who is really to blame? I don't know. But there's no way that I would allow myself to leave my home looking absolutely wild like that. No, that's wild. That's wild as fuck. And then along with that, men who don't have shape ups, especially if you have some kind of like locks or braids or whatever, and you don't have like a shape up happening, so that stuff looks clean. You look itchy. And that's one of my favorite phrases to use. I don't because you don't want to tell people that they look crazy, look a mess, they look whatever, but it looks itchy. Like it looks like it looks a little itchy. It does. It looks a little itchy. And I know I might look itchy now. I don't always look itchy though. But you, my guy, my girl, we have to do something about that. And if somebody is your friend and they let you roll out like that, they're not really your friend. They don't like you and they don't respect you. They don't. I'm sorry, because I can't even take my life seriously, but I really be looking like, oh my goodness. And if it was someone that I knew, I would let them know. Like, oh, honey bun, let's do something about that. Let me help you fix it. Do we need some products? Like, what's the vibe? Especially if it's like a curly situation, like your hair is curly and you have curly hair and then the hair that you purchased is also curly, and we could probably like do a little something with a flexi rod or a perm rod or even just like with some product wetting your hair and getting it together. I'm here to help because I'm never gonna let you go outside like that. But people that just no, no. And if I saw a picture and I looked like that and I was with my friends, we would be rumbling. We would literally be rumbling. You may not know that we're rumbling, but best believe the next time I see you, it's on site. Number 5. Or I'm sorry, not number 5. Yeah, no. Yeah, number 4. Tap water tasting funny. Or like when someone gives you water at their house and it tastes funny. Like you don't have a filter or you go somewhere and the water is tasting funny. Why does the water taste chlorine? Why am I tasting that like of like fluoride or whatever type of like the harsh metals in your water? Or like why is the water tasting funny anyway? I understand there's places in the world where like, the water is not filtered or whatever, but here we are, you got me paying this money for this water to be pumped into my house. Why is it not filtered and tasting good out the tap? What's up with that? Why is this shit nasty? Why am I tasting that? You know what I mean? That like metally whatever vibe. That's disgusting. That's so gross. No. Cut it out. Cut it out. Number 7. Or well, actually I'm skipping around, but it's my number 7 on this list because this list is long. But nosy neighbors. Nosy neighbors that are all up in your business. You're outside, somebody want to ask you like the 21 questions. This is not 50 Cent. It's easy to love me down, but was you down? No, leave me alone. No, I don't know why you're asking me all these weird questions. You don't even know me. You don't speak to me on a regular basis. Why are you trying to get up in my tea? You saw somebody else parked outside? No, not with it. Canceled. I will look at you. I will look past you. Don't play with me. I cannot. I cannot. Another one. People not liking coffee or not having something that you get at a coffee shop. Everybody knows at some point in time you're going to end up at a coffee shop, right? Like there's always a something. They've got lemonades, they've got teas, they've got whatever. You're talking about, oh no, I don't know what I like. You got to figure something else out, brother. You have to know something. You have to like something. There's no way. Oh, I don't really do coffee. Okay, you want a hot tea? You want an iced tea? You want a tea lemonade? A matcha? Like you got to have something that you like. Oh, I don't really know. You have to know. You have to know. What are you doing? What do you mean you don't know what you like? You've never had anything you liked before. What even is that? What do you mean you haven't? No, there's absolutely positively no way that you've gone through this much life and you don't have something prepared. I'm getting you a water. If you give me too much rigmarole, if you're giving me too much, oh, I don't really know. I don't really do coffee. I don't really like coffee. I'm getting you a cup of water. That's actually what you're receiving from me is a cup of water. And you better be happy. You better like it. Since you don't like nothing, you're getting a cup of water. You're getting a cup of water. Another one. When you go out to eat, the next couple are going to be like going out to eat because I have really specific pet peeves when it comes to going out to eat. Number one, you obviously know when you're going to sit down, they're going to ask you, do you want to drink? What do you want to drink? So before the waiter comes by, figure out what you want to drink. You're sitting down, they gave you the menus. Let's look at the drink first. You're over here oohing and on over appetizer. Okay, but let's get a beverage. That's going to be question number one. You need to figure out your beverage. And then they come and you're like, oh, I don't know. I didn't even get... What do you want to drink? You know the vibe. You ever been out before? You know that's how this works. They get you a beverage. By the time they come back with a beverage, you can get your little appetizers. Or if you don't want to get an appetizer, you're going to figure out what your entree is, whatever that looks like. Don't act new. Don't act like you've never been anywhere before. This sounds so crazy. Now you're holding up the situation. And I'm not trying to like rush us through our meal, but like, come on. Come on. Secondarily, I feel as though, because I'm a foodie. I would say that I'm a foodie. So I love to go out to eat. I love to try different restaurants. If you're like a super picky person, or you always have a bunch of like you want to substitute stuff, like you're not making up your own menu, right? I feel like it's almost a little bit insulting to a chef when you think about it. If you go to like a good restaurant, you're like they've curated these meals and these whatever, and you want to substitute out everything for everything, or like you don't eat nothing and you have to get French fries. Like if you're gonna order French fries and chicken fingers, you actually have to stay home because I'm gonna look at you nuts and I'm gonna talk shit about you to your face. And and two, like just try the food for what it is. Like just give it a try. Unless you have some type of weird dietary restriction, all right. But like if you're just like being weird, try it because it's probably really good. Like the combination is probably good. And I'm also never gonna take you somewhere where it's just gonna be janky. So give it a try. Just like let's just try it. We don't have any time for you to be wanting to sub everything out or you're asking what everything is. Also, we all have our phones. We can Google something or you can ask your waiter what the situation is. But like just don't be weird. Like don't be annoying. Because we're not here to piss people off because they're not going to spit in my shit. One thing's for certain, two things for sure. They're not going to be spitting in my food because you were an asshole. And also, I don't deal with people. I don't people that are rude to service workers and shit like that. I don't understand that one either. That's also another thing that's on my list. That shit is wild as fuck to me. Shit is wild as fuck. I will never, will never, can never, will never. Also, and then last thing about the food because I don't want to make this food obsessed and sit here and talk for 20 minutes. If you don't get dessert, I actually don't trust you in life. If you don't order some type of dessert or you don't plan to go to another place after this for dessert, I'm actually looking at you so crazy. Because what was the point of us having a meal out if we're not going to get a dessert as well? I'm a dessert person. I love a dessert. I'm here for it all. And you want to just go get ice cream, bitch? I'm down. I'm getting in the car. You want me to come pick you up or you want to? No. You want to go try some type of exotic, whatever. You want to go to the bakery and get some pastries, whatever it is. Like, I'm down. But we're not leaving said meal or said outing without getting some type of dessert. That's absolutely nuts. It's nuts. It's actually blasphemy for us to think that we were gonna have a meal without a dessert. I'm sorry, no. And if you're saying like, oh no, I'm watching my sweets, you need to watch your sweets at home then, because bitch, I'm going on what's up with you. No, no, or you're gonna watch me eat the dessert. No. I had somebody the one time we went out, we're eating, our entrees, we're eating our entrees, and they're like, oh, okay, did you guys leave any room for dessert? And before I could even say anything, they're like, oh no, no dessert. I was like, actually, no, I don't know what they're talking about. I'm gonna have some. I'm looking at them like, one, who are you to speak for me? And two, like, you're finna get something. Then I had nerve to get a creme brulee, and they're like, oh, can I have some? Absolutely not, because you said you didn't want nothing. I'm a little bit stingy in that way, because what's wrong with you? Why would you be that way? Too much. Also, another thing that I think is kind of wild and weird, I never know what to say about it, is like when you're somewhere and you see a shorter person, and they're like, "Oh, I wish you'd give me some of that height." What am I supposed to say back? Yeah, let me just chop myself off at the knees and like give you the rest of my leg. What am I supposed to really say? And I feel like I get really awkward. I'm just kind of like, yeah. What? What am I supposed to say to that? Leave me alone. That was weird. What am I doing with that? Seriously, why would you even say that? Now this is uncomfortable. I don't know. I don't know. I really, I I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't know why people think that type of stuff is fine. I don't. Or like those weird comments. I don't know. I don't like any type of like tall person comment is always awkward to me, and I don't ever know what to say. I'm kind of just like, okay. And there's this one dude on TikTok that I watch. I think he's like 6'9". He's always going around like to different stores trying to find shoes in his size, and he asks other tall people what's the most creative, I guess, statement someone's ever said to them or something that happens. I honestly have never had a creative one before. Like I haven't heard anything new in a long, long time. So if you guys gotta have a new tall joke or a new something, I think the most recent one I heard, I guess like the most recent thing that I had never heard before was people saying that they wanted to climb my tree. Bitch, get the fuck off me. Get the fuck off me. Don't touch me. You're not climbing shit. Leave me alone. That's weird. I don't know. Like, why are we doing that? Now every time like someone's talking about, oh, I'm gonna climb into this tree, that's what I'm thinking about. Fucking weirdo. No. Gross. This is my life, guys. This is the life that I live. Wait, let me see. What else do I have on this list? That's a good one. Some of these others are actually just like really real. But people like not seasoning their food in 2024. Why do you only have salt and pepper at your house? What are you doing? I remember it was like so weird. One of my old coworkers, I think he was going through a thing at a time in his life. But I remember he was talking about like just batch making a whole bunch of food. And it didn't seem like he had seasonings at his house. Like something about the way he was talking about the food made it seem like he didn't have no seasonings. And then he was like, oh, I think I'm gonna try to order, a bunch of Hello Fresh. Like he was going through a thing. He definitely was. But I remember sitting there thinking like, oh, he don't season his food, and that's crazy. That's nuts. I don't know. I don't know. So if you're not seasoning your food, you need to really get on that. There's so many things you can learn. You could try Pinterest. They'll teach you how to season your food. But if you don't season your food in 2024, if you're just hitting it with a little salt and pepper, you need to call somebody. We're gonna call some people on you for real, because wowzers. Wowzers. A few other things that I was talking about was like apartment prices, because why are these apartment prices astronomical? I was talking to my cousin the other day. She was even talking about like how like down in Atlanta shit is insane now, and just like everywhere is insane. And we're talking about car prices. Like I don't know, being an adult and having those kind of conversations is wild as fuck anyway. But the fact that like you want me to shell out my coins for this, absolutely not. What even is this? No. And I know I need a car to get back and forth and stuff, but like you guys should be ashamed. Ashamed. Why is a Honda Accord like 40 grand? What are you saying? No. No. Wait. I have a whole bunch more, but I think I'm gonna save some of these because I might make another one of these episodes. But that was just me and some of my unsolicited opinions about things. I hope you like it. I hope you love it. But that's pretty much it for today's episode. I just kind of wanted to shoot some shit on that. I don't really have any products or anything crazy that I want to share. Aside from the fact that if you've never had a matcha lemonade or like made one, it's kind of my go-to. I just like mix matcha like I typically would for like a matcha latte. I can link the matchas that I like. I'll put them in the description box. And do a little simply lemonade in that bitch. It's like the perfect little summer drink with also like some caffeine to get you through. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. I'll put my little recipe and then share some matchas or whatever there for you so you guys know what I'm talking about. But that is essentially it. It's a shorter episode. We got like 20 minutes maybe max. But I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Share some of your unsolicited opinions down in the comments or in the like Q&A situation on Spotify if you can. I'm just curious, or your thoughts on the random shit that I was just talking about. Oh my god, me not having my phone on silent. Anyway, I will see you guys on the internet somewhere. Bye.